Okay, this is not what I wanted to do. Hey, Facebook. Hey. Hey, guys. It is an interesting night where I'm going to have to be using my hands to hold my thing. And I'm going to really hope that I do not struggle with this, because this is now going to be my quick snippet first program on Facebook like this. So hi Pastor, how you doing? Hi Esosa, hi Sabrina, great to have you here. I am literally coming to you live from a friend's house because I had to come here. And let me just say, for those of us who haven't watched, we've just started to do Sister Hold My Hand on Facebook Live on every Sunday at 8 p.m. And we are going to be talking to various women and sometimes men around topics such as menopause, various topics around infidelity, going to the obia man to save your marriage, save your relationship, to make money. We're going to be talking about so many other topics around issues that women want to talk about, but are always not free to talk about them openly. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that's bothering me. As you can see, I'm really hot and I'm flushed, and it's not just because it's summer in London. We're going to be talking about menopause because so many women are going through it and don't even understand how to prepare for it. So we'll be here for about 20 minutes talking to Sabrina Zeif, the menopause chef. And Sabrina is going to be really giving us some amazing tips that as women we can use. I remember when I was starting to feel certain little things, I went to her, I consulted her. So Sabrina is a menopause chef. She's a consultant and speaker and strategist. And she speaks about menopause among many other things. So please invite your girlfriends over to come and join us. Sabrina, please, I'm going to try and invite you to the chat. Sabrina, I'm not able to add you for whatever reason. I'm going to ask you to come out of the chat and come back in, or invite yourself, Sabrina, to the chat so that we can get this going. So Sabrina, down the bottom there, it's kicking my butt, somebody said. Down the bottom, Sabrina, there is a invite yourself button. If you could click that for me, I'll be able to add you to the conversation. While you're doing that, let me just say, guys, menopause is real, you all. And I came to my friend's house and I said to her, oh my God, I'm so hot. I'm so flushed. And she said, so early? I said, yes, girl. Now, there's a lot of notion around whether, Sabrina, I want to add you to the conversation. I'm not able to do that. Can you please invite yourself or come out and come back in? We really need to have this. Hi, Helen. Hey, girl, I've got some amazing news for you, Helen. When I'm done, I'm going to inbox you. You're going to be so chuffed. Oh, my God. I've got great news for you, Helen. Amazing, amazing news. In fact, I'll be sending you an email for your eyes only. So, Sabrina, I need you to invite yourself at the bottom button where there's a picture of two people. Press that and invite yourself so I can add you. Guys, guess what? You don't have to be old to have menopause. I have a friend who's 28 and she's had menopause at 28. It can strike at any time. It's real. It gives you hot flushes. I want to know things about HRT. Do we have to have HRT? Some women go as far as taking out their womb. Is it necessary? So for Sabrina, I really want to get you on here, honey. So please jump on or invite yourself so I can bring you on camera so we can talk about this. Menopause affects all of us women, some earlier than others, some later on in life. Sabrina, you have to join from your mobile phone. So if you're not on your mobile, then you won't be able to jump on. You need to be on your mobile. Paula, can you please share this in Sister Hold My Hand group so that the ladies, they can come and join us, so they know we're watching. Tag a friend, share it on your page so we know. So menopause happens, it's that time of our lives as women where our body changes, our hormones are different, you start getting hot flushes, and And Sabrina said, okay, hold on. I'm just trying to see what Sabrina's saying to me privately here. I'm not going anywhere. Um, can't find it. Guys, can somebody help Sabrina find the page for me? It's the white green button on the bottom. Helen says Sabrina. So down at the bottom, Sabrina, you have the little star, you have the camera, you have the lightning looking thing, and then at the bottom you have something that looks like two people having a conversation. Click that and invite yourself, or come out of it and come back on. You need to be on your mobile phone to be able to do this Facebook Live. I'm really hoping we can come on so we can have this conversation, Sabrina. But menopause, so I think that I'm having perimenopause. Now, don't ask me what that means. I don't even understand what it means. But Sabrina will tell us tonight. But all I know is that I'm having hot flushes. I know that I haven't had a period for a long time. I know that my breasts get tender and nothing is happening. You're not on the laptop. You have to be on the mobile, honey. It will not work on the laptop. I know my breasts right now, they're so heavy. I cannot begin to tell you how heavy they are. If I didn't know better, I would think that I'm having a baby. And then I went to the doctor's last week, Monday. I'm like, no, something is wrong. That's what I said to the doctor. And the doctor said, well, we can't find anything wrong. And then the next day, my period showed up. For those of us who are uncomfortable with that, unfortunately, it's reality of it. And so all of the tenderness in the breast and the nausea I was feeling, it looks like it's premenopause, right? So that's that. But Sabrina says on the mobile, how do I find it? Fantastic. There you are, Sabrina. Oh my God. I'm so glad that you're in. Yes, she's coming. So for those of us who don't know, this is Sister Hold My Hand. And Sister Hold My Hand is a group on Facebook. So if you're not here, please, hey!
Can you hear me?
I can, and you look gorgeous. Hold 1 second, honey. For those of us who are not joining us on Sister Hold My Hand, please, please, please go in the group. Can somebody from the group drop the link here so everybody can come and join us? In Sister Hold My Hand, we have conversations, women issues. We talk about the thong. We talk about all sorts of things that we don't want everybody to see on Facebook. We talk about the tampon, we talk about body odor and bra fitting, and we go deep into girl stuff, right? And so tonight we have the amazing, astounding, freaking awesome Sabrina Zaif, who is an amazing speaker. She is an amazing foodie, I call her. But more importantly, Sabrina is coaching women and helping women through menopause, not just through it, before it happens, through healthy eating and so many other things. I will not tell you, but I'm going to tell Sabrina to introduce. Sabrina, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you're my first guest. You are my first guest on Sister Hold My Hand on Facebook. And girl, introduce yourself, and then let's jump into the topic of menopause.
Okay, so in the short, I am the menopause chef, but food hasn't always been my thing. You know, I've been 25 years in the pharmaceutical industry, educating nurses and doctors, about using drugs and all different types of diseases and stuff. And then I took a change and redundancy, and I started my own foodie business, which was sort of Cajun Caribbean. And then something happened to me. I started, well, I tell you what, I hadn't realized I was perimenopausal. In fact, I didn't even know that until I was finally menopausal years later. And then I realized that, you know what, my task really is to educate people. That's what I'm good at, but in a funny way, and making menopause funny, because, oh my God, everybody thinks it's an old woman thing, and they think, oh my God, it's all dried up, you're no good.
Oh, pause for a second, because I met with you at London Bridge Hotel, and every time you use the word dried up, I've just got to laugh. You said, yes, Ava, one of the things that happen to some women is that it gets dry. We're going to come into that, because I want to talk about that later.
Yes. So my mission then has changed, because I've spent the last 2 years trying to write about my life story, but really it's all evolved into sort of a midlife survival guide. Because I feel, had I known what I'd known 10 years ago, I would have sailed through some of the changes I've gone through. But I think I needed to do that so that I could just help women, you
Yeah.
know, um, and from the very young. So menopause, maybe people should say this, menopause, because
I'm here.
okay. I'm going to have to turn my fan on so I can stop sweating in a minute.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm sitting.
Wait, stay right there.
I'm on a bean
Get
bag.
a fan.
I'm on a bean bag because
Right.
it's hot and all the windows are open.
Well, no, the windows are all closed here because I didn't want anything to
Disturb you.
Okay, so it's good for men. Hello, Carl. Hello, Marcus. These are two guys I knew. But it's good for these guys to be watching because their women are in their 50s and they've probably already gone through some of the stuff we women throw at them. Yeah. So shall we kind of dive into? Okay, menopause starts way before most women know it. Yeah.
You said 50s just now.
When we're growing up.
You just said 50s.
What's your menopausal?
You just said in your 50s. Sorry.
Okay, listen to this. No, really. We're talking about women in your 40s.
Okay.
Right? Where we need to be much more aware. Right. So we're born. We go through, we're little kids. Then we're teenagers and we have periods, right? Us women have we have this hormone upheaval our whole life, right? Because we bear children. Yes. After puberty comes the time when our bodies are ready to have babies, children. And then after that, nobody tells us that damn thing, do they? And we live in a society where it's all about looking good, being young, and it's like, it's not a problem when we're in our 30s because we're all still looking good, right? And then we hit our 40s and we're stressed because a lot of us are working women, we're full-time mom. And, raise your hands out there. How many of us feel we got to be superwoman? Yeah? Superwoman, super mom, Wonder Woman. Do it all, right?
Yes.
Okay. But what happens in your 40s is we're no longer producing as much eggs because we don't need to be making babies anymore because the body's like, produce them all and it's time to stop having babies. The reason why some women in their 40s have so much trouble having babies is because, of course, they're running out of eggs.
Wow.
Right? Okay. But what we don't really know is what I didn't realize was all the symptoms that you can have. Most people, and tell me if you are one, think that menopause is an old woman thing or was an old thing. It happens in your 50s and it's hot flushes and night sweats.
I thought. Right. So Sabrina, until I met up with you, like genuinely, and we started working on some other stuff, I thought menopause was for women in their 50s, early 60s, and hot flushes. I didn't have any education about it. And I didn't even think that in my 40s, it's something I needed to think about or worry about until I started having some symptoms and I told you about them.
Well, me neither. Listen, I hadn't realized that I had migraines for 6 weeks. And I said, well, it's got to be stress because I've been made redundant. And so I've never had I had migraines maybe once in a while from stress. I started having urinary problems. Now, bear in mind, none of these things happen together. We are talking over a period of months and period of years.
Yes.
I started having, leaking, I go to class and I'd lie down to do my stomach exercise. I was like, thank the Lord I had on black.
Hold on. What do you mean by leaking? Like you would on yourself?
We just, like you do a squeeze or a laugh. Women, I'm sure some of these ladies will agree with me. You laugh and you laugh hearty and you laugh so loud and you have a wee.
Ouch.
Well, I was like, my God, I'm falling apart. So I had to go to the doctor, and at the time I had private insurance, and I went and I had They taught me how to do Kegel exercises, which women, you need to do it. You need to squeeze. Yes, you know why?
Is that vaginal? Hold on. Is that vaginal pelvic exercises? Wow, girl, I'm
That's it.
sitting here. I'm doing it right now. I'm sitting on a, I'm
Exactly.
doing
You
it
have to just
right now.
squeeze. You can YouTube how to do it, and you could do it while you're watching TV. You could get into a routine while you're driving. And, you know, it's about keeping your muscles tight. Okay, so mood swings, being tired. I never used to feel tired. I was like the ever energizer bunny, right? But then also I'm like, why do I want to take a nap? Oh gosh, cravings. I never.
Sabrina, so I came back from Africa 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and Sabrina, I kid you not, ask Sonia and Audrey, I have been sleeping, I have been tired, I feel like I have no energy, and I'm thinking, but I'm eating right, but I'm eating well, but why am I'm sleeping enough? And in the middle of the day, I'll be having naps because I'm tired.
Well, but there are lots there are reasons for this. So Sophia is asking about how do you check if you're menopausal? Okay, it things like, have your periods changed? Have they gotten longer? Have they gotten shorter? Are you flooding? And now the thing is, if you're on birth control pills, then you're kind of regulated. So the change in the periods won't show as easily. But I mean, I remember once I called my husband. I was crying and in tears because I was just flooding. Blood was just pouring out of me. And he's like, all right, you just need tranexamic acid, because he's a doctor, and he called up and I got it and all that. So, but you know, even when the doctor told me you're going through the change, it didn't mean anything to me because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And
Wow.
I was so stressed with life and starting a business and stuff, I didn't even check. So for example, so ladies, if you're in your 40s and your periods are starting to change, they are no longer regular, or they're
Yes.
shorter, or whatever, that's one thing. If your mood swings have gotten worse, if you used to have them, or mood swings have come up, if you cry at whatever instance, or you want to kill everybody, you know, 1 minute you want to kill everybody, the next minute you're making them dinner. You know, these are things to look up. Okay, lack of sex drive, loss of libido. This is all part of it because your
Girl,
estrogen levels are changing.
Sabrina, stop.
Brain fog.
Hold on. Hold on. Girl, I haven't had enough yet, so I don't want my libido to go away.
No, but listen, I just want so the ladies can understand all the different things. Joint pain. I never had joint pain in my life. I thought I had sciatica. Your hair can change. Your hair can fall out. Your skin can change. You don't remember things. Okay, you know how many times I've lost my car keys? Helen, who's looking here, will tell you I had the car keys right then. I couldn't find it. Migraines are part of it. Okay, and vaginal dryness, ladies.
Yes, let's talk about, can we talk about that one for a second? So
Okay, let's talk about that.
the vagina is in sexual intercourse, if you're turned on by the person, you love them, it's normally wet, right? You're wet. Some people end up even so wet they will squirt. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way, right? But you're saying that in menopause, you will get dry. Your vagina has no liquid, no fluid anymore.
Now let's get one thing clear.
Because that would scare me, girl.
No need to be scared. A lot of women, no two women will have the same symptoms. No two women will have the same symptoms in like the same year or whatever. Okay, I don't mean to scare you, but some women, perimenopause can be 2 years, some can be 5, some can be 10.
Yes.
Right? Anyway, okay, so you and your dry vagina.
I ain't got, hello, hold on. I don't have a dry vagina.
Ladies, okay, well, I did.
But on a serious note, but honestly, hold on one second. For those of us who are just joining me, invite your girlfriend, tag a friend. This is Dr. Ava Eagle Brown with Sabrina Zive, and we are doing Sister Hold My Hand every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. These are some of the conversations we're going to be having, and I'm sure Sabrina will come back and join us because this is a long-going conversation. But Sabrina is just in the middle of telling us that sometimes when you are some woman in their premenopause or menopausal state you get dry vagina. And so, Sabrina, how does that impact on your sex life? Because wetness
Well,
is
wait
a
a minute.
big.
It's not just dry vagina. You can also lose the loss of libido, like you don't want to have sex, right? And
Girl.
this is because your don't get scared. All these can be fixed. This is because of your estrogen levels are falling, but also um, women also have testosterone, and this also falls, right? The
Wow.
estrogen that we're losing is what keeps you lubricated. It's very simple. Good diet and all that helps, but your doctors can give you a pessary or which I have, and it's just natural. It's just the estrogen that's just given as a pessary. You put it in, and it just plumps everything back up again.
Wow. So it's like a lip filler, right? Boom.
Anyway, and you take it. Another thing that I did as a natural thing was I started taking omega 7.
Yes. Okay.
Right? And omega 7 is really good, as well as all the omega oils that we need, like omega 3s and omega 6s. We can get some of this a lot from diet. Yeah. So though all of this was really terrifying for me, you can actually, if you get the diet right and you get the exercise right and you look at your lifestyle and you change it, we can make our menopause, perimenopause years really comfortable.
And
And another thing is a lot of women gain a lot of weight.
Sabrina, I'm glad you touched the diet thing because I know that because of your experience. I know you went on a lot of studying and your husband's a doctor. And I know that you really wanted to help more women like myself to not go through what you went through. So I know one of the things that you do right now, which we're going to talk about later on, is you help women to look at their diet. You literally help women, you hold their hands through peri and menopause and teach them lifestyle changes. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. Well, it's yeah, exactly. It's not just about the food, because I personally was like, well, I thought I ate well, but I couldn't understand why I was just having so much symptoms. So it's really important, one, understand what's happening to them, right? What is perimenopause? What are some of the symptoms they can have, to realize they ain't falling apart and going crazy and just losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And to know, and then to understand, okay, I need to look at what I'm eating. I need to look at what exercise I'm getting. Okay, one of the biggest factors of all the problems we have during our midlife is stress. Yeah.
Yes.
So you could be dieting, forget diet, you could be eating right, you could be, exercising like crazy, but if your stress levels are really high, you
Mhm.
ain't losing that weight, and you will still have a lot of menopausal symptoms because your body remains at a crisis stress.
Wow. Sabrina, tell us about how men can, one, help us through menopause, but two, how does menopause affect relationships? Because I know that it can. It's not just the sexual part of
Absolutely.
it, but it can affect the whole relationship in so many different ways.
So if for everybody who's got Netflix, there's a fabulous documentary on there called Love, Sweat, and Tears. And
Wow.
it's done by a gynecologist in the United States with a bunch of comedians. And Joan Rivers is on there. And I
Oh,
swear
that
to
must
God,
be
I was just
funny.
killing myself laughing. So Joan Rivers said she only realized she was sort of menopausal was one day, or vagina dried up, was she got into the bathtub and all the water just went whoosh. Yeah.
Hold on. You mean the vagina was taking the water in? Oh my
Okay, so the thing about it is, one, women don't even realize that they're going through this stress, yeah?
yes.
And then they lash out at the husbands, they're feeling tired, they're feeling angry, they don't even know why they're feeling angry, they're feeling overwhelmed, they're incredibly stressed. It affects the partners, it affects work, yeah?
Yes.
Partners, because, well, all of a sudden, you're not feeling so sexy because you're gaining weight, right?
Yes.
And you're like, I don't know why. I rather clean the floors than have sex. I don't know what's wrong with me, you know, or do something else than have sex. And it's because
We've lost Sabrina for a second there. I don't know where she's gone. But for those of us who've just Thank you, my sister Ava, for writing that. For those of us who've just joined us, could somebody inbox Sabrina and tell her that we've lost her? Cut her out there and let her come back. For those of us who've just joined us, this is Ava Brown, and we're doing Sister Hold My Hand. Every Sunday, we'll be joining here. We'll be doing a conversation around hormones, parenting, the topics that we really want to talk about, but some of us are not bold enough to talk about. And if you're here right now and you're a woman, not a man, then you can search on Facebook for Sister Hold My Hand, the group, and join us. It's a secret group because we talk some confidential stuff in there amongst ourselves, and we want them to stay there. Sophia, if you're here, can you please tell Sabrina that I lost her and that she's to come and join us again? But just to go through some of the things that Sabrina spoke about while we're waiting for her to hopefully join us back, she basically said that when you are going through menopause, you can, let me see if I've got her back. Hold on. Yep, there she is. You can, your vagina can become dry, you become moody, you're snapping at everybody, you're gaining weight. But she also spoke about some of the things, there she is. She also spoke about some of the things you can do. Sabrina, are you with me? Sabrina? She's frozen. Sabrina? She is frozen. She said she got kicked out. She also spoke about, Sabrina, please join me back. She also to come back into yourself and vitality and everything else. She spoke about what you need to eat, what you need to do. Now, what I wanted to ask Sabrina, and for the replayers, is if you're a man and you are having a wife whose vagina has dried up and she's menopausal and she doesn't want to have sex as much, how does that impact you? Because menopause must affect men in a particular way. So Sabrina, if you could join us again, that would be amazing. The other thing Sabrina said is that menopause doesn't just start when you're 60 or 50. I'm in my 40s and I'm perimenopause. I haven't had a period for 7 months. And then it showed up. And then I was tired all the time. And I was sleeping all the time. And I couldn't understand it. I saw something was wrong with me. And then I spoke to Sabrina. And then I consulted the doctor. And it looks as though I'm perimenopause. One more time, and then we're gonna the point where we're gonna be wrapping this up in a bit because we're meant to be about half an hour long. We've lost about 5 minutes here.
I'm back.
Sabrina, great to have you back. That's okay. Sabrina, I was just about to ask you this question: is that there are some men who want their sex, who want a wet vagina, who can't stand the moodiness. How does that impact on relationships?
It impacts a lot. If you look at the statistics about divorce in people in their midlife, you know, in their 40s and 50s, it's really very high. It's the highest percentage. Women in their 40s to 60s is the highest percentage of single women.
Yes.
So it can impact a lot. So hence why it's so important to understand, one, you're going through perimenopause and menopause and what you can do about it. And if you're moody, you know, simple things like oil of primrose has saved my marriage for years because I always had PMS and I used to get grumpy. And the minute I started getting grumpy, and you're getting grumpy because your hormones are out of balance. So you've got estrogen and progesterone that stay in balance, you know. And then the minute they go out of balance, and then you have all kinds of symptoms.
Yes.
So things like natural things like oil of primrose has been wonderful for me, and I still take it. So I mean, simple things like, okay, dry vagina or loss of libido, you can go to your doctor and they can give you these pessaries, or you can try omega-7s, the oil that I take. But it's really simple. You know, you don't have to lose your marriage based on, yes, you know, you've lost this desire. You get the hormones back in balance, it can make a big difference.
Because men are different, right? It always comes up for them. It always works for most of them. And it's true. And I can't imagine that, you know, men are different. We are invaginated and they're evaginated. They are just boom and it's ready. Whereas for us, you know, when they want something and we can't produce it, then for a man who is not understanding, especially, I can imagine how this can impact marriages. Afra said that I don't have these symptoms yet, but I've heard there's something called a yoni capsule. a natural remedy if mostly herbs that rebalances and rejuvenates the vagina to eradicate dryness. Amazing. I think dryness of the vagina is one of the big things that I've had a few friends complain about. I've had some friends in their 50s said, no way, it doesn't happen. But as Sabrina rightly said, some women we don't have the same symptoms because we're all
No.
different as women. Sabrina,
But you know what's really funny? Some women say they don't go through menopause, never did. Well, you know what? We all do. It's a natural transition that all women go through. Some women have very little symptoms. Some women suffer like hell, like me. And some women are just, it's in between. So you may get symptoms, you may not, you may just get a few things, but we sometimes attribute things like, okay, like me and my back pain and stuff. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Had I realized, okay, all this is because, when your estrogen is lower, it affects your brain, it affects skin, bones, heart, vagina. So then if had I known that, I would think, well, maybe go get tested and things like that. But eating a diet that's, right for midlife, and just few things like, we're getting older. So our metabolism slows down, right?
yes.
We're not doing as much activity like we used to when we were in our 20s and 30s. And if anybody said
Girl,
they
I
are,
don't know about
I
you, but
like
I've
that.
got a 6-year-old. I'm always running around.
Okay, well then that's good for you. I'm in my 50s now, but you know what I mean in terms of, your body doesn't need as much food as it did when you were much younger.
Yes.
So you really in a way need to eat less and
Yes.
move more,
Wow.
right? That's the one thing. And if managing your stress levels is
Mm.
a huge, huge, huge impact, because if you can just manage your stress, you can manage your menopause a lot better. And there are things you can start adding into your diet, like foods that are rich in omega-3s, flaxseed, something I never used to have. It's
Mm.
linseed, but it's very, very high in omega-3s, and it's a
Yes.
phytoestrogen food. It's a natural plant food, and it's full of fiber. And you just add it into your cereal, porridge, salad, whatever,
I
two
don't want you to
tablespoons a
give them
day.
away everything because I know
I'm not
that
going
no,
to.
I don't want to give them everything. I don't want to give everything away because I know that you work with women one on one on this. I just had somebody text me and said she was too shy to come on here and she's on here watching. She said that she is so embarrassed sometimes. Hi Ava, I'm too shy to come on here. I'm so embarrassed sometimes that I sleep with my partner and the sheet gets wet.
Yes, yeah. Well, is she getting wet from a night sweats?
No, yeah, not she's not wetting herself like some people do when they laugh. She's sweating so much that the sheets get wet. And she said it's
That is very
embarrassing
common. It's
because
yeah.
her
So
partner doesn't want to make love. My partner sometimes doesn't want to touch me because it's just not nice.
yeah. So again, hot flushes and night sweats can be common for some women. I had hot flushes, and then I thought, oh God, everything went away, and then the night sweat started, and you can sweat like a pig. She's right. And again, so you've got to look at, for one thing, go to the doctor. Yeah.
Yes.
So that your doctor can give you some quick relief. They do prescribe HRT, which for some women it really is very, very helpful. Yeah.
We've lost
And then
Sabrina
there are
again.
ways.
Okay, there you are. Okay. You were talking
Yeah.
about HRT and I lost you right there.
Yeah. So HRT is hormone replacement therapy. It's come a long way. It had a lot of bad press, but for some women it is very useful. But again, the doctors don't know who's contraindicated for, who can get it. But it really can help with things that the hot flushes and night sweats. So again, this young lady is talking about the sweats. Maybe the partner needs to also understand this is something she's going through, and I would suggest looking processed foods, get rid of it. Anything that's processed, you got to get rid of.
Yes.
Sugar, junk food,
Yes.
soft drinks,
Yes.
alcohol. Well, I haven't given up the alcohol totally, but I have prosecco.
Girl,
It's got a decent
I
amount of
love a bit of
calories.
red wine. Oh my God. Like you can't do that.
Right.
Somebody,
So she can look at
yes.
what might have precipitated the night sweat. Sometimes
Do you
women
recommend a food
know.
diary?
Absolutely. A symptom diary, a food diary.
Mm-hmm.
And had I kept a symptom diary a long time ago, I would have added up a lot of things.
Somebody just texted and said that because of my, hi Ava, that what a great topic. Thank you so much. Because of my menopause, my husband and I are now sleep in separate bedrooms. That's not healthy, I think. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's healthy. What do you say on that, Sabrina?
Okay, so what, is she sleeping in separate bedroom because she's so hot or sweating? You know
She's
what? I sleep
sweating.
with a fan on me. I sleep with a fan on me, right? And my husband, these days it's really hot, right? For the UK, we're boiling.
Yes.
So we have fans in our room and we have a communal fan, but I have one right on top of me. So you know what? I can sleep comfortably. He can sleep comfortably because, yes, you're right. She's probably tossing and turning all night long because
Mm-hmm.
she's so uncomfortable. Because you know, 1 minute you're hot, next minute you're cold. Hot, you're cold. And this is no lie. And I know it was driving my husband a bit bonkers, but I got a fan and wear loose clothing. I
Girl,
had to
don't wear
change
any
completely.
clothing in menopause. No, I mean, what's the point? You're gonna sweat anyway. But can I just say something? Because I didn't know the word menopause until I came to England. Because I think women in the Caribbean are always so hot that they don't realize they're going through menopause. Is that correct?
Well, I think to be honest, it's been taboo across the world because I asked my mom about it, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, her hot flushes only just went, and then the no sex thing." I said, "Mom, what?"
No
And I'm
sex?
thinking, my poor mother. But I never heard about menopause either before
Yeah.
because generally it is not something that's talked about worldwide. Now, some cultures, for example, the Japanese culture don't have the word for hot flushes. Okay, it is not part of their vocabulary until maybe a few years ago.
Right.
And studies have shown if you take Japanese women and who have lived in the United States, they have hot flushes. If they've lived in Japan on a Japanese diet, they don't have hot flushes.
Wow.
And so this is why it's looked at, having soy. And if you look at a Japanese diet, it's very high seafood, fish, but a lot of vegetables, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and soy,
Yes.
soya, tempeh,
Yes.
that kinds of stuff, tofu.
Wow.
So that's really, adding these types of things into your diet can really help with things like hot flushes and, well, there are lots of other things. It's really, really what happens is it's not just estrogen and your vagina drying up. It's everything else falling apart.
Girl,
Literally, it
stop talking
affects the
about vagina
skin.
dry. I rebuke vagina drying up in my life in
Listen, we haven't
Jesus'
talked
name.
about bloating. We haven't talked about flatulence. We haven't talked about all these things that
No,
can go
because
wrong.
some of those things, the reason I'm not touching all of the flatulence and all of those, because I know that there's some women who are watching, Sabrina, and they need to come and have a consultation with you because I know that you work with women on a one-on-one. I know you're doing extensive research and you're writing
Yep.
about menopause in your book and stuff. So I know that that's happening. But I'm not giving them everything because the truth of the matter is, on this 25, 30-minute conversation, we cannot touch everything. We're going to
Listen,
have you
listen.
come
I
back.
have been studying this for 2 years.
I know.
Okay, and there, and the reason this book is not done because you can't just write a cookbook for menopause,
Yes.
right? They can't because you've got to understand what's happening to your body. And
Yes.
once you understand all these changes are hormonal, and then you look at, well, I thought, well, my diet's good. But
Yes.
when I started seeing a nutritionist, and when she made me do a food diary, and I hated doing it, I realized, oh, things like orange juice, which I had every day, that's sugar. Our body doesn't process the sugar like it used to as we get older. So we don't need this kind of sugar. We need fruit sugar. Eat more fruit and things like that. It's just simply portion control. That's the size of a portion.
Girl, careful. Careful of that symbol. Sabrina, it's been a great topic. Great having you on here. We're not gonna give everything away. If you want to continue the conversation with Sabrina, please join the group Sister Hold My Hand, where you can have some of your topics answered. But Sabrina, I want you to drop your whether it's your link or your email here because I know that there's some women who want to have private consultations with you. I know that you are strategist around this. I mean, you've helped me to understand what's going on in my life, and I'd love some other women to have you been frozen again, Sabrina? Good. I'd
No,
love some
no.
other woman to have the consultation I had where you made me stop and think for the first time about what was happening in my life. Because I just thought, oh, I'm just tired. You know, I'm an old mother. I have a child when I was older. And it wasn't that. And I know that when we sat down and go deeper, I understood what was happening to my body. So now, Sabrina, I'm actually able to tap into what's going on. And I want some of you women who are watching, who are even already in menopause, to understand how to control it and how to fix it, and how not fix it, but how to work around it, and men as well. And so I want you to drop some details here for where we can find you. I also know you have a group on Facebook as well. You could drop the links
Right.
here, or you could
I
drop them
will. So the
later if you
okay.
wanted to. How can people reach you, Sabrina, so they can continue their one-on-one
Right. So the
conversation?
group, right. The group is called Let Us Talk Menopause, and it's by me, the Menopause Chef, which has
Yes.
got my page. And direct contact is Sabrina at themenopaussechef.com.
So what I'd love you to do, Sabrina, at the end of the conversation,
Yeah.
what, because I know that you're on your phone, so it's hard to type. I'd love you to drop the links here. Maureen,
Will
please
do.
drop Sister Hold My Hand link here if you can. Guys, this is Sister Hold My Hand, a movement that started earlier this year where we're going to talk about these topics in a very comfortable, informal attitude like this. Once a quarter, we're going to have a live recording where we're going to have guests like Sabrina on, and we're going to have topics where we talk about issues affecting women, and we want to have men on the conversation. Next week, we're looking to talk about infidelity. So if anybody who is brave enough to come and talk about infidelity in relationships, I prefer people who've had the experience. It might be that your partner was unfaithful as a sister, but you were able to forgive him. You might not have been able to forgive him. Who is able to come, and it's not to criticize, it's to talk about it so that we can help other women. You know, I think that tonight there have been lots of resources shared here from Sabrina. I got a lot of nuggets to know how to not get the vagina dry, like get some pessaries, and I learned a lot of things, you know, like seriously. But there's some stuff that Sabrina didn't touch on purpose because I want her to save some. Is that when you go to Sainsbury and they're offering you a taster, they leave. Thank you very much, Maureen. They send you to the back to get more. And Sabrina's an expert in this, and her, you know, her resources there for you to have and take from. But I know that is something she does on a daily basis. She speaks about these things, and she's a speaker as well. So if you have a company and you have women who are needing to know about this, because sometimes, especially in the corporate world, women don't stop to think about these things. They're too busy making money and turning over capital and bonds and shares and stocks. And then one day they just go flat out, start sweating like a pig, and they wonder what happened. And I think organizations should be having more of these conversations to prepare women for when this time of our life happens. Sabrina, one last thing I'm going to ask you, because it's been so great having you
Yeah.
here, is what do you say if you were to give women one advice, just one piece of advice to deal with peri and menopause, what would that be? And in the meantime, Maureen, drop Sister Hold My Hand link here if you can. What would that one advice be? Because like right now, my breasts are hurting me. They're tender. They're so heavy. Like I went to church today and everybody was looking like, girl, what's going on there? What's that
That's
one?
the imbalance of your hormones. Gosh, the nugget. The thing is, you got to embrace the fact that you're perimenopausal and it's hormonal. And if you could just have a look at what you're eating, yeah, that might be triggering these symptoms, or what you can add to your diet. You know, simple adding soya milk, soya yogurt, tofu to help add some of the phytoestrogens back into your diet will help. Get a fan.
I can't do
Fans
fan.
are very, very useful.
I can't do fan, but I have been doing a lot of flax seeds and sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds in my diet.
Yeah.
I've been
And
doing
you
that.
know what? Then you know the superwoman thing? Sometimes you gotta lower your standards.
Girl, I ain't no superwoman. I've been sleeping every day. Like
And
I
sleep.
fall
Yeah.
asleep at 12 o'clock. And I just I just listen to my body these days. But Sabrina, I'm a double D normally, and at the moment I have to go for some of my F cups to be wearing because I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, and my back is hurting me because
Okay, but you know what, Ava? That's weight gain.
that's what?
weight gain.
No, it's
If you're
not. No, that's the thing though. I have not gained weight. My boobs have
oh,
just, they're swollen and they're
yeah,
painful.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
haven't, and I would tell you, I haven't gained weight. It's just that
yeah,
the breasts are tender to the touch. They, I have
yeah,
to wear a sports bra around the house just to
yes,
just to hold them up. But that's
yeah.
another conversation.
That's another conversation. I'll do a blog post on breast tenderness and menopause.
Sabrina, I don't want anybody to come close to me right now. They're painful. But I know
Yeah.
I'm perimenopausal, and I realize that because you've told me this, and I've read that because you've sent me, that menopause could take years. Perimenopause could be years. So I'm telling myself that, oh my God, what's gonna happen? But one last quick thing. I have a friend who got pregnant at perimenopause.
Yes, absolutely. So perimenopause, you're still producing eggs.
Shame.
So your menopausal, the average age is 51, and your menopausal means that you haven't had a period for 12 months. So you can still get pregnant.
Girls, did you hear that? Don't go taking the risk, boy, I tell you. Because not having a period, I was getting excited. I didn't have a period for 7 months.
Ah, no, no,
And I was
no, no,
getting
no.
excited, like, yes, freedom. Hell no.
Uh-uh. Yeah. But
It's
listen, the one thing I want women to know, it's a transition. You can go through this and all the symptoms can be dealt with. There are lots of things to do. And when you really understand it, it's, you know what, it's all right.
good. And ladies, if you want to know more about menopause and perimenopause, not just read it on the book, please inbox Sabrina. Her group is called Let Us Talk Menopause. Her name is Sabrina Zaif. It's right there. Click on her link, follow her on Facebook, inbox her, book your session, book her to come and speak. Sabrina, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Women are saying such a wonderful topic to talk about. Next week on Sister Hold My Hand, I'm looking to talk about infidelity. I mean, I've had it myself in my own marriage, and I'd love to talk to some women and or men who are willing to talk about this openly. The topics we'll discuss here are things like how people are going to the obia man, the juju man, the voodoo doctor to keep their relationships, to become rich, how women are involved in these things. And I'm going to touch the topics that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to touch them. Why wearing a thong is not the best thing in the world for long. So those are some of the topics we'll be talking about. I want to talk about this with the real people who've had a real experience. And tonight we did that with Sabrina. Sabrina, thank you so much for joining us. For those of us who don't know, join us on the Facebook group, Sister Hold My Hand. It's a very amazing group. We just support women there and talk about these things. We touch topics that we ordinarily don't want to talk about. Sabrina, I know you're going to come back here and talk
It's been a
about this
pleasure.
again because we have so much more to talk about. But please drop the link here.
I'm doing
And
them now. Okay.
Sabrina, when is the book coming out? We want to know, is the book coming out next year?
Yes, next year. Helen's probably, if Helen's still listening, she's going to be cracking the whip. Yes, I've changed. I started, as you know, as my life story, and then
Yes.
it went on to be more of a cookbook. But really, I wanted to be more of a midlife survival guide, but it's got to be funny,
Yes. It's going to be funny.
and what I put and
Ah!
and and what I put into it must be helpful to women.
Yes.
Um, one of my talks that I'm doing now is called Menopause. I'm too young for this. And,
Wow.
and and I leave the audience laughing because it's meant to break the ice and be educational but funny.
And guys, if you've never heard Sabrina speak, I have spoken on stage with Sabrina. She's a comic, she's a comedian in her own right, with Levi Root, and it was really funny. So if you're looking at a speaker who's funny and charismatic and make you laugh, Sabrina, she doesn't just talk about menopause, she's a speaker. So guys, book her, chat to her, connect with her. Sabrina, thank you so much for being here. Thank you everybody
You're
for
welcome.
watching. I need to go as well because I'm gonna get my hair braided right now. I'm at Channel 4 on Wednesday. I'll tell you guys more about that when I'm there and you'll know what's coming. It's very menopausal conversation to a point. But thank you so much for watching. Join us at Sister Hold My Hand, where we continue this discussion. And Sabrina will be there to have further discussions with you. And please join her group. It's called Let Us Talk Menopause, all things menopause. She gives you recipes, she gives you guides, but she also does one-on-one sessions where she sometimes plans retreats, etc., to host women who are perimenopausal, but also to teach them how to make sure the bedroom works still, because that is really important in the
It's
relationship.
very
And Sabrina, thank you so much. I really am humbled that you could be here, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Night,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you, Eva.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.